Hello everyone and welcome back to the virtual safari. So today we've got a bit of a lion dynamic chat. So first of all, we'll start up in the north. We have the Koppies Pride. Sorry, not Koppies Pride, the Squirrel Pride. Then right next to them, there's the Birmingham Pride. Then what you find along Tinswalo Safari Lodge and also up in the north is the Mbiri Pride. Down by Main Dam area, you'll find the Narus. And then last but not least, further south, you can find the Mbali Pride. Right, so down to the Mbiri Pride, this is one of our, we could say, resident prides. So we've had a lot of sightings with them recently. We have the two males, the Mandevu and the Nzuri male, who are dominant over the Mbiri Pride. But then also recently we've had a lot of incursions into their territory from the Mbiri males, which we'll get to them a little bit later on. But what I want to speak about with the Mbiri Pride is the Mbiri Pride have been seen following them quite a lot into Timbavati, and it's just such an interesting point that they've been following them into Timbavati. They haven't been seen with the Nzuri male or Mandevu that often, and they've been spending a lot of time going into Timbavati, but only spending a night there. But just the frequency of just going in and out there is very interesting in this point of time. Down to the Naru Pride. Naru Pride has been scattered all over. So if we zoom in here, you'll see Main Dam, this large body of water. Just gonna get the right color here. So this is Main Dam, large body of water. Then there's a drainage line that runs along this road called Piva Path. And there's a drainage line that goes in between here and over there. And they were hiding their cubs in this drainage line. And we could often find them bringing the cubs out over here or bringing the cubs out over there. Recently, it seems that they've just moved their cubs all the way down to about over here between Southgate Quarry and Porcupine Road. Since they've moved their cubs over here, we haven't really been able to have any decent sightings of them, or I haven't actually personally seen the new cubs. There is a herd of buffaloes that are roaming around here and that are doing a loop like this. So it seems like the Narus might be just trailing these buffalo like that and going up. But we just need time to pass, then we'll definitely find out what's going on. But let's hope that we can definitely get the cubs on the virtual very soon. The young male in the Mbiri Pride. Let's just zoom in onto the Mbiri Pride's territory. If you watch our recent virtuals, very, very interesting behavior from him. We had a sighting at Tinswalo Manor House, right over here. And we had a sighting with Mandevu, the Nzuri male, and then also about 2 or 3 females, as well with the young Pride male. And it seemed like, from what I heard, there were a lot of elephants screaming and, making a lot of racket around that area, around Wild Dog Dam. And also the lions were contact calling. But all of a sudden, Mandevu started absolutely roaring at the top of his lungs. And then eventually, after about 20 minutes, the 3 females, the Nzuri male and Mandevu, almost walked up and they went to about here. Then that young Pride male actually stayed behind at that same location and then walked towards Wild Dog Dam, so going in the opposite direction as to the rest of the Pride. Actually met up with the female over here, and then they went and crossed the river. So very interesting behavior that was displayed there. He's been seen by himself a couple times now. A question that you had on the YouTube channel was what would happen if Mandevu and the Nzuri male came across the two Mbiri males, and It's a very interesting question. I don't know what would happen. Maybe the Nzuri male and Mandevu might feel a bit confident being a bit younger. They might see the Mbiri males as a little bit weak being old, but I mean, their size at the moment is just incredible for their age. Speaking of the Mbiri males, and their confidence levels at an all-time high. They come in, they roar in the middle of Mandevu's territory. Mandevu hasn't responded in the last couple of times or last couple of incursions. So it's just very interesting as to what's going on. And that Mbiri young pride male might just be being a bit cautious. He's been staying very far south, Tinswalo, Lodge, Manor House, Wild Dog Dam. So he's been staying in that area for quite some time now, and not actually going up north towards Ngala Loop, Skybeds with the rest of the pride. Another thing, we've always had this overlap here up in the north. So the Mbiri pride actually doesn't fall under or over Skybeds Dam, which is over here, but we've seen them quite a lot. They do this loop into Kruger and to Skybeds and back down. And of course, the Birmingham Pride and the Squirrel Pride has been seen at Skybeds Dam, but it's mainly the Mbiri Pride. But that's not the overlap that I'm wanting to talk about today. This is the overlap that I'm wanting to talk about. And it's been very interesting over the last couple weeks. The Mbiri Pride and then the Naru Pride. And this section over here has been a very interesting point for their territories. So just to outline a couple sightings that we've had. So with the Mbiri Pride, we've had them at Mtwana Mpisi quite a lot, Mtwana Mpisi Pan, all along here, Rana Run, Marula Ridge, of course all these areas, but then also over here, S6 Pan, and Lulamiti, all the way right there at the strange line, Rhino Quarry. So all of these blue dots that I've just made here are actually all sightings from the Mbiri Pride. So these blue dots are going to correspond to the blue territory. That's the Mbiri Pride. Okay. Then now, let's just move on to Naru. Some sighting of the Naru. So, of course, all along here, Shooting Range, Jackal's Plain, Quarry, Nyati Drive. This is where the virtual came out about them hunting that wildebeest. Of course, along Main Dam, along Ndlulamiti, Mveve Link, Mtwana Mpisi Dam, Ndlulamiti Loop, Machikichoro Plain, Marula Ridge as well, where did I miss here? There's Rana Run. There we go. So you can see these dots are actually fairly well mixed into each other. So they definitely don't mind coming across each other, seems like, or, wandering into each other's territories, which is, incredibly interesting considering that the Mbiri Pride has a cub. The Naru Prides have new, very young cubs. They can't really afford any injuries within the pride because, they need to provide for those cubs. So I'm just wondering if there's going to be any altercations coming up anytime soon. So let's hope that they all stay out of each other's way and, get whatever they need done safely. So now I think that's enough for the prides in the Manyeleti. So I'm not really going to speak about Kambula males. I'm not going to speak about Mantamatle males, but quickly to touch on Red Road. He hasn't been much out of his territory. He came from this side when we had the virtual where he might have been in a fight or he was in a fight, and he must have had a scuffle around this area somewhere. So potentially the Mandevu and Nzuri male came around like this and had him here, or Mantamatle males from this side, maybe even someone from Kruger from there, but we're not too sure exactly on who he fought of course, happening outside of the Manyeleti. We can't really be for certain on that. But other than that, Red Road's been having quite a clean slate. He hasn't been getting into run-ins with other males. But this area over here is quite a hot spot for Mandevu and the Nzuri male. They've been seen there patrolling along the boundary, and then Red Road staying along here and also moving up there quite often as well with the female. So could potentially run into Mandevu and the Nzuri male. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. But I don't think Red Road needs to really worry about the Nzuri male and Mandevu, because at the moment these Mbiri males, it's been so interesting. And I've actually made their territory bigger just for the amount of recent incursions, how they just come in, take the females raw. So I've actually made their territory bigger on the map. But usually it would come around and end like that. We wouldn't really get them that much inside the Manyeleti. But we've seen them Wilderness, Kokomoya Dam, Ngala Loop, and then also GPS Loop as well. This last sighting on the Mbiri males, after I had them at Wilderness and Kokomoya Dam, they went like that all the way up there, and you can see this is like right in the center of Mandevu and the Nzuri males territory. Also, they were roaring, not really caring about who hears them or they want to be heard, and it's just very interesting at the moment. And there's only two possibilities as to why I can come up with this. One, maybe they're looking for a pride takeover. I doubt it. I don't think the Mbiri males are willing to do that. I think they're very smart males. Considering their age, I don't think it would be a very good idea for them to come and take over the Mbiri pride. They have the Birmingham pride, tons of lions in the Birmingham pride. They're going to make a lot of kills. There's a lot of general game in that area where they are. So they're going to get fed. They have protection from 22 females if they can't look after themselves. And then also, they're going to have to square up against Mandevu and Nzuri male Jr. Not saying I don't think they can win the fight. I just don't think that it's going to be beneficial for them. So it comes to my second opinion or second option as to why they're making so many incursions into the Manyeleti at the moment, is maybe the Mbiri females have come into heat or estrus and they are looking to mate. We've seen in the past when Mandevu just goes to Kruger, then Nzuri male will mate with some of the females, and then also the Mbiri males will come back and mate with a lot of the females. So I'm wondering, some of the females might be starting to go into estrus, and then Mbiri males are hanging around a lot of the time to make sure that they don't miss their opportunity and that they are here when the females are in estrus to mate. And that's also maybe why they've been going to Timbavati quite a lot. Maybe the female is mating with the male, but the pride is actually just going along with them. So very interesting stuff at the moment. We'll keep you all updated on all of these dynamics, and I hope you all enjoy that. If you have any more information, let us know. And if you have any more information about the white lion cub, we'd love to know. Very unfortunate situation there, and let's hope she recovers well. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you on the next one.